thousand stories of what they think you're like, but I heard the tender whisper of love in the dead of night, and you tell me
This is Mike Lowe from iConnectivity. Just an awesome shout out to OWS and Jason. Hey Jason, just to keep to the NAMM thing, get to work. Anyway guys, I'm here with Matt Gilder, just about to enjoy a concert tonight with Chris Tomlin and what was it, Tim Newfield.
And the Glory Boys.
Tim and the Glory Boys. So it's going to be an awesome night of worship. But we thought we'd do this shout out to OWS and we posted earlier. Wanted to see what 3 questions people would want to ask. So we're going to ask those of Matt right now.
Here we go.
All right. So what does your dialogue look like when your team regarding sonic space and parts?
Okay. It's a great question because there's only so much space that we're given. So when we're writing songs and creating parts, we got to think about where the kick drum's going to live. We're going to think about where the snare's going to live and the vocal, and how the guitars aren't going to just absolutely slam the vocal and bury it, and how my keyboard parts, you know, in this chorus, are the keyboard parts going to be low and the guitar's high, or is the guitar the big beefy thing and I'm doing some kind of thing up high? But we're always listening. It makes it easy as well with somebody like Daniel Carson, who's playing amazing tone, not a lot of notes. You know, the dude can absolutely play his face off, but he's not just screaming. If you listen to his parts, they're very well thought out. But we played a long time together, so we have the advantage of I kind of know where he's heading with things. If he heads off here, then I'm gonna kind of cover this sound space. But we only have this much of the spectrum to cover, you know? And so if I'm digging in big with pads and piano down here, and then I'm banging away with my right hand, and Daniel's doing the same thing, then it all becomes mush really quick, and we lose the vocal. And in our music, and in I imagine you guys' music, the most important thing for us is that the vocal sit on top, be super intelligible, and that our parts support the melody. So we're constantly thinking about melody, and that's getting into other questions probably, but bottom line is we think a ton about the space and how our parts fit in and complement each other.
Excellent. Thanks. As risks get more complicated, what motivates your decision to pull the trigger on certain gear over others?
For me, it's all about how easy it is to use. It's all about me being, and that doesn't mean simple to use, but in a live scenario, you can do anything in the studio. You know, you got all the time in the world. If you goof it up, you start over. But live, I want it to, the tactile part of it, I want to feel right under my hands. If it's whatever's going on in the rig computer-wise, I want to be able to grab faders or knobs, and I want it to be super smooth, especially in worship. I want it to be, when I make movements, I want it to be expressive, you know? So when I'm thinking about gear, I'm thinking about stuff that's an extension of me and what I want to hear, what I'm hearing in my head, and what I want to make happen. If it's too hard to make that happen, I usually bail on it. But when I get a piece of gear that's like, oh wow, that's really easy to create this thing, I usually end up pulling the trigger, you know?
And how does he approach a brand new song that's maybe just been written or he's never heard? Like what steps he would take before he starts playing? So a new song for you.
New song comes up, and it's just a vocal and guitar. What steps do I take before I start playing? I would, if it's Chris, I'm always like, hey, what's your vision for the song? Do you hear this being a piano-driven thing? What do you hear? Sometimes he has very specific ideas about what he's hearing in his head, like, ooh, what about a big piano part that sounds like, and maybe he gives me a reference of some song. And sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he's like, I don't know, man, what's your gut? So for me, I think about the lyric, I think about where the melody is, and so if it's something that's high and a lot of energy, then I can afford to get bigger and maybe bang on the piano a little bit, and then as the track develops, I'm adding synths and I'm adding things that create excitement, or hopefully create excitement, but that complement the lyric and the vocal. The melody to me is the king, and so when I'm creating melodies around what he's singing, it's always to complement that. That was probably a lot of information, but that's the steps.
It's who I am. When I cannot Jesus, you're my hope and stay. All right, say, Lord, I need.
What would be your first buy, synthesis or synth-wise, today? Supposing you're buying your gear from scratch, and why? That's awesome. My first buy, synth-wise, that's so hard, because it just depends on the budget. I know you're probably saying if I had one piece of gear, I play a Roland V piano because I'm a piano player and I'm a synth player second, or some people are opposite. Some people love playing synths, pianos, like whatever. I bought that piece of gear because it feels the most like a piano, but it has zero control functions. So if I'm trying to do a lot of that, then I would go a different direction. If it's one piece of gear, synth-wise, a hardware piece, I would have to say like a Nord, one of their stage guys are amazing. Or if you're going for the piano, the V piano, because it's the most beautiful thing ever built. In synth world, I use Omnisphere a lot, and so if I had one plugin that I was using, it would be that guy for the versatility. And Contact, another plugin. It would be Omnisphere and Contact.
You use Mainstage as well, right?
I use those inside of Mainstage.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wasn't thinking of the hosting program.
Right.
I use that inside of Mainstage. Ableton I used for years and years, and I still use it for all the playback, and it's so solid. It's probably my favorite software for creating and for playback. You can't beat it. And you can host stuff in it live, and you can get really creative there. So that was 5 things. You can't nail me down. It won't be nailed down.
Well, you got to get back in here shortly. So just to close a bit, you've been touring now with iConnectivity gear for a few years.
Yeah.
How's it going overall?
Awesome. Never had a hiccup. I can't say that. I probably had this same conversation with you years back when I told you, I'd just come off a tour, I think, and I told you we did 30 days, or maybe we were in the middle of the tour. 30 days, not one hiccup, 0 problems with the iConnectivity stuff. And I wish I could say that about some of my other stuff, but I couldn't. And I could say that in all honesty. We've done probably 150 shows.
I remember sometime last year you had some problem with an audio interface, and you had me send you our prototype of our audio.
And I used it that night.
I was like, that's crazy.
I used it that night. I should have taken video. That would have been a great video for you of me unplugging, and I'm not technical, but like rewiring the rack, putting your thing in there, and then bouncing down the road because I didn't tighten it up, well enough in the rack. Still, at that same interface, I've redone the rack. Somebody's redone the rack. That same interface is still in there. That was the i4 audio. Right?
And this morning we spent some time going over your future setup and talked a bit about the features of the device. And you actually learned some things this morning, didn't you?
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
If you get the chance to sit down with this guy, amazing. We need to do some videos where you talk to me as if I'm dumb, because kinda I'm dumb with this stuff. You talk to me as if I'm dumb, and I'll tell you what I learned. Because this morning I've been doing things the hard way for a while. So thank you very, very much.
We'll follow up for sure. Thanks, Matt, for your time.
Yeah.
I cannot leave this session without saying, because everybody on OWS says, get on more often. So get onto Facebook and check it out more often.
I'm coming. I'm sorry I haven't been there. I feel pretty bad about this, honestly. But I'm learning about this whole new world of Facebook and Instagram. It's a bold new world. I want to jump in. So.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for your time. It's going to be a great concert tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right.
sorrow, no more pain. I will